welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a highly requested video. I had asked you guys on Snapchat if you wanted to see a hair toning video and how I lighten it for the winter, because I had told you guys I like to be a little bit lighter in the winter actually. And I don't think I've ever gotten as many snaps, like screenshots, as I did asking you guys this. So I was really excited to do this for you guys. I really want to continue making videos that you guys really want to see. So if you ever have any suggestions or anything that you want to see a tutorial for, a review, always leave me comments down below. Also follow me on Snapchat, on Instagram. I try to comment back and interact with you guys as much as I can. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to get from this to this. This is going to be a two-step process. First, I'm going to pick up my Prism Lights. This is by Salon Care. I really like this one because it's blue and it does do a really good job of canceling out any of the yellow tones and brassy tones. I mean, let's be honest, anytime you lift color, you are going to tend to get that, but this does a good job of canceling that out. And it kind of smells like berries a little bit. It doesn't really smell like your typical bleach, which is awesome. So I'm going to take this, as well as, this is also Salon Care. I picked these all these products up at Sally's Beauty Supply. I'm going to be using 20 volume developer. Starting with hair like mine, or a little bit lighter than mine, a little bit darker, like a shade or two darker, the 20 volume is going to be fine. All I want to do is lift some of the darker pieces underneath that I have neglected for a very long time. If you're darker, I would suggest using a 30 volume developer, but 20 for me is going to be fine. Plus, I don't want a ton of lift, just a little bit of lift to brighten the areas before we tone. I am going to be filming this video for you guys in 2 days. The reason being is I really want to give my hair a little bit of a break. Not that this is going to be super damaging, because we're only going to be leaving it on for a very short while and we're using 20 vol. But if you have the opportunity to do this at home and you can do it in a two-step, 2-day process, then you can really deep condition your hair and really have like no damage to your hair. So if you can do it in 2 days, I find that to be really helpful. As well as when you tone your hair and you just bleach your hair is very porous and it sucks up the toner, especially where areas are a little bit lighter, and you can become very gray looking. Now, if you want a super toned, icy gray silver look, then you might want to do it right away. We're also going to be doing a protein filler after we wash this out and before we do the toning. That's also going to help build up some of the cuticle, and so you don't get really ashy in one area and not as ashy in another. So your hair is like different porous levels depending on how much bleach is in there, how much lift you have, all of that stuff. So let's do the mixture. I'm going to start off with 1, 2, and 3. Actually, that should probably be enough for my whole head. When mixing bleach, it's usually double the developer to the bleach. So we did 3 scoops, so we'd be using 6 scoops of the developer. I'm also gonna play with it a little bit because we're gonna be painting and not foiling. I like it to be the consistency a little bit thicker, just so you have more wiggle room to play a little bit. And then you can always add in a little bit more developer. So I'm just gonna do it scoop by scoop and show you the texture kind of that I like. Okay, so that's about the consistency that I want. You can see it's still like kind of pasty. That's gonna make it really easy to paint it on. Let's start with the back of my hair, like underneath, just because it's the darkest, it's gonna take the longest to lift. So I'm going to part my hair here. Bring this forward, put on some gloves. I'm basically going to be painting, brushing through some lightness. This is not gonna give you super piecey pieces. It's just gonna kind of lighten your whole head and give a little bit more dimension. I brush, and see how I just have it on the very ends here, just like that. But when you're starting here at the root, you just want to, that's where you want to be sort of the most careful and really fade it up like that, then brush it through so we don't have that harsh line right there. And brush it through. And then again, take the tip of it and go ahead and paint it, kind of connect those pieces. Go ahead and brush through, brush through. You can definitely also do this with the brush that we mixed the product. I just really think that this works so easily. So I don't know if you guys can see, yeah, you can probably see all of these little highlights that we're just slowly painting in. So this hair, we're also going to flip it this way And then we're gonna do that same thing, just a couple. I really like hitting the bottom underneath because when you put your hair to the front, you're gonna see all of that. But we also want a little lightness over here. I do have a little bit of ombre going on. My ends are pretty light, as you can see, so I'm not even going to touch it with the bleach. They don't need to be lifted. I just wanted all of this to be a little bit brighter. For the winter, I like a little bit more icy, and for the summer, I like a little bit more ombre and a little bit kind of unkept beachiness. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side and go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You know, if you make that sound, it really works much better. That root, same thing, really blend it out and brush it. We're gonna take the next section. When doing this on your own, the best thing really is, just as I'm showing you, to do it section by section, back to front, and pulling everything forward is how you're gonna get all of those pieces. So we're gonna take this forward, and this guy back, and this guy back. You can really see the darkness underneath here. I still wanted to have slight ombre. It's still not gonna be completely solid from here to all the way to the tip, but I like it just to have a little bit more brightness. So see right here, I have very, very light, so I'm not gonna touch that. Also, when we do the toner, we're gonna be using a developer, obviously, with it. So this area is gonna kind of smudge out, and you're not gonna see such a demarcation in the root. So I don't even really have to touch this brightness. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my hair off camera, and then I'm gonna come back, or not the rest, I'm gonna come back to the top. Okay, so I did the same process, section by section by section by section, right till we get to the crown. And I almost, like, I'd say 95% of the time, I part my hair on this side. Once in a while, I will part down the center. So it's really important, wherever you're gonna part your hair, to part it when you're highlighting it, so you can get that real brightness around your face. We're gonna take it a little bit from the root. Sorry if I'm looking, guys, over here, over there. That's where I have my little mirror. Also, guys, make sure after you place this and you start brushing it through, that you don't have a lot of product on the brush, because then it's going to place it where you don't want it. Then we want to place it where we want it, right? And here is actually really dark. So this is, I have like about an inch of root. So my hair is naturally like a dark blonde. And then in the summer it gets pretty naturally light. Parting? Oh shit. Oh, I got a hair in my eye or something. Okay, so yeah, so basically we're gonna do the same step here. Oh my God, I have like, I think is it maybe Monster's hair in my eyeball? It's like behind the eyeball. I feel it. I'm sorry for talking like this, but oh my God. Oh, I can't get it out. Well, it's okay, I'm gonna jump in the shower anyway, it will come out. It's so hard to see Monster's hair because it's like clear, like white clear. It's like a polar bear. Oh, crap. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to do the rest of the top of my hair and jump in the shower, and then I will see you guys tomorrow when we're gonna tone it. I am back. It is 2 days later. Yeah, I actually gave it 2 days. As you can see, I'm a little bit lighter everywhere, not so really dark underneath. I'm still a little bit darker underneath, which I wanted. I don't want it to be all one solid color, but just a little bit lighter, some nice piecey blonde pieces, you can see. And so next, Monster, what's the matter? You want your hair colored too? Actually, guys, I did color Monster's hair a couple of years ago for Halloween. And he is a boy, but I colored him pink because they look like walking pink cotton candy. Anyways, off subject, but so we're going to dampen our hair because you're supposed to use towel dried hair for the protein filler. Now this protein filler also I picked up at Sally's, like the rest of the stuff. This is a neutral one. As you can see, it's no color. Let's try not to spill it. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so this is no color. There are protein fillers that are red in different colors, but this one is the clear one, which is the one that you want for toning blonde hair or to kind of fill out the porous pieces. So I had mentioned briefly, so the protein filler, what it's gonna do is all of the pieces that you have kind of broken bonds in between from bleaching, from lightening, from using hot tools, all of those things, it's going to even them all up and seal them in. This is a great thing to use even on its own, not even with a toner, as a treatment. It's not a conditioning treatment, but actually bonds those pieces together, and it also helps with the porous levels. Like I said previously, that it's gonna make it all even when we put the toner, that we're not, you know, different colors all over the place. First, I'm just going to dampen my hair. I found putting this in a spray bottle works the best. I'm also going to do the same thing with the protein filler. I'm just gonna dampen this up. And the protein filler you put in like 2 to 4 ounces depending on the length of your hair. I'll probably put a little bit more, only because I have a lot of hair and very long. So I'm going to need, ooh, dropping stuff. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Dampened all of my hair up and brushed it through so it's like towel dried kind of. And then I put the protein filler also in my squirt bottle because it just makes it easier for me. Also guys, I forgot to mention to you earlier that the lightening process, after I had taken out all of the bleach and whatnot, I left it in for 10 minutes, so it was really, really quick and painless. Brushing this through. We're gonna do it again, whatever is left in the bottle, but I just wanna really make sure everything is evenly coated. And the ends are usually very, very porous. So we wanna make sure that we have all of those completely saturated. Okay, so 20 minutes later, magic of YouTube, we're gonna be using the Wella toners, and I'm gonna be using T11 and T18. I've used a lot of different toners throughout my blonde life, most of my life. And yeah, but the T18 is the lightest ash blonde and the T11 is the lightest beige blonde. So it's gonna be kind of in the middle. I find the T18 is a little bit too ashy for me, and the T11 is a little bit too warm for me. It's not super warm, it's a champagne-y color, but I like the mix of the two. These toners you can leave up to like 20 or 30 minutes. I am gonna leave it on for probably about 5. With these things, it's really important to really watch because it's not like your typical color that it's going to process at definitely like 30 minutes is when you wash it out, or 45 or however long it is. This you really have to watch because it depends on how ashy or how cool, or even how warm if you're doing like a warm toner, a warm tone toner, that's a mouthful. So what you're gonna do is, I use 2 anyways, even if I wasn't using 2 different ones, just because of the length of my hair. And I'm gonna be mixing it with 20 volume developer. It's a 1:2 ratio, 1 part toner and 2 parts developer, the 20 volume developer. And these are both of them mixed in. Ugh, this looks so gross, but it actually feels amazing when it's on your hair. So I'm also gonna work pretty quickly with this because I want it to all saturate sort of at the same level, just because it really does move very quickly on the hair. So let's start off with the back. The really nice thing about this, I do have a little bit of root, so it's going to just blend everything. Because of the 20 volume developer that we're using, it's going to lift a little bit as well. So that root area, I'm not gonna have to even do my roots, it's just gonna blend everything really nicely. As you guys can probably see, I'm already starting to tone. So I'm gonna leave this on for like maybe 3 minutes and then jump in the shower, and I will show you what it looks like when I come back. So yeah guys, this is the finished result. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a little disclaimer, I am not a professional. I did not go to school for hair. I do basically my whole entire family's hair cut in color, even my husband. Well, not color, just cut. And yeah, so if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye guys.